Now, one of the big reasons as to why a lot of fans around the world are very excited for Star Wars Celebration is because this is going to be the time and place of the official debut of the teaser trailer. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of fans are really curious about is, of course, the first set of footage of this film in the form of a teaser trailer that will allow fans to get a sense of the tone of this movie and exactly J.J. Abrams' vision and what he's going for to end the Skywalker saga and this current trilogy. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with the teaser trailer and various shot descriptions of the footage. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of Rey sprinting across a battlefield with an ignited blue lightsaber, eventually jumping and doing a front flip in mid-air. It's described that there is lots of blaster fire behind Rey, and she appears to be very angry. The next goes over Kylo Ren wielding his crossguard lightsaber, blocking blaster fire with the Knights of Ren behind him. It's described that Kylo appears to be in a corridor of some kind, and has a eerie resemblance to Vader's slaughter scene in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Another goes over glimpses of the Knights of Ren entering into a large throne room, single file, and all kneeling down with their weapons planted into the floor, followed by close-ups of their helmets of the Knights. It's described that their helmets appear to have many marks, dings, and scratches on them. Lastly, a glimpse of Rey walking up the ladder of her starship that appears to be an E-Wing of some kind. It's said to be a callback to Luke walking up to his X-Wing in Star Wars A New Hope. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I am so excited about this movie. I'm very fascinated about this movie because, well, it is going to be a historical Star Wars movie. This is the final installment of the Skywalker saga, as Oscar Isaac confirmed a couple of days ago. No ifs, ands, or buts by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is indeed the end. So, with that being said, the first one that I do want to go over that really does bring me way back to the prequel trilogy era is the sequence that's actually describing Rey running across a battlefield with an ignited blue lightsaber and jumping in mid-air and doing a front flip in mid-air. So, like I say, we do know that the lightsaber sequences and the action sequences involving lightsabers will have a lot of inspiration from the choreography of the fights in, of course, the prequel trilogy era, especially within Revenge of the Sith. So that's one reason as to why I think a lot of prequel trilogy fans are excited for this movie, is because not only are we going to get, choreography from the prequels into the lightsaber duels in this movie, but also in the action sequences as well. So this brings me back to Anakin Skywalker. We do know that Anakin has done many moves just like this, where he sprints and does a front flip and stuff like that. It seems as though that J.J. Abrams really wants to step it up and do something different with this movie. Now, it's described that there's lots of blaster fire in the background, indicating that this is the final land battle in the third act of the movie. This most likely takes place on that rocky world and the location of the First Order headquarters. Now, the next one of which that I really do want to go over is how Kylo Ren is wielding his crossguard lightsaber, blocking blaster fire, with the Knights of Ren behind him. Now, in this particular sequence, it really does bring us back to Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, where Darth Vader was slaughtering the rebel soldiers. You guys may recall this if you guys saw Rogue One, obviously. Very, legendary scene. I gotta add, Darth Vader, amazing character. So it seems like J.J. Abrams is trying to give Kylo his Darth Vader moments in Episode 9, and this is most certainly one of them, where he's running down or walking down a corridor with the Knights behind him, blocking blaster fire and pretty much, ricocheting the blast back at them. So another of which goes over glimpses of the Knights of Ren entering a large throne room. Without a doubt, this is the throne room of Kylo Ren after their travels to the Beyond. In case you guys did not know this, one of the big story elements in Episode 9 is explaining why the Knights of Ren were not present in The Force Awakens and of course in The Last Jedi, is because the Knights of Ren at the time were over in the Beyond. So them returning and going into Kylo Ren's throne room single file and kneeling down, planting their weapons into the floor. Again, this sounds very medieval. It sounds something that you would see in Game of Thrones, and I couldn't be more impressed. This sounds really amazing. So lastly, a glimpse of Rey walking up the ladder of a starship, alright, that appears to be an E-Wing of some kind. Now you guys may recall the iconic sequence in A New Hope where Luke Skywalker, Han, and Leia, they all go back to Yavin 4, and you have that amazing sequence when they're saying their goodbyes, they're splitting up, and they're taking off into space before they go on to battle into the Death Star itself. So, when Luke Skywalker goes up to that X-Wing, when he's climbing up that ladder, you can see the parallel already of what J.J. Abrams is trying to do with Rey in this story. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.